Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I made a video a few months ago talking about the different ways that I make money while being a stay-at-home mom. And I got a lot of good response from that video, which made me really happy. But a common question that I got from that video, from the comments, but also just like friends talking to me, is people would ask, like, how do you do it? Like, how do you find time to actually like do little side projects while being a stay-at-home mom? And so I have written down 5 tips that I want to share today. So that's today's video, sharing some tips on like how to actually do it. Because like a lot of my friends will say, oh, I have these ideas of what I want to do, but I just like don't know how to start. I don't know if I can do it with kids, but I'm here to tell you, you totally can. So I just wanted to share 5 tips that I have for being productive and like actually like starting your dream, whatever it is, to do little side hustles while staying home and being a stay-at-home mom. Okay, before we get started with the tips, I want to share the sponsor for today's video, which is a blue light glasses company called SOJOS, and you can find them on Amazon. They were so kind to send me a few pairs of their blue light glasses, and I'm so excited about these because the majority of the stuff that I do from home work-wise is on a screen, so either my phone or my computer, and it's just like it's a lot of screen time, and I can tell a difference when I like am on the screen a lot during the day. It's harder for me to go to sleep. I didn't used to get this way, but ever since being pregnant, I will like, and especially when I'm pregnant, I will get like physically ill when I stare at a screen for too long. So I am so excited about these. They have so many cute different ones. Here is one pair. Also, you can tell it's just like super nice quality by the packaging. I'm just like so impressed. These ones are super cute. These pink ones. How cute! I love how these fit. They just fit your face super well. But I think they're all so cute, and you can kind of see the shine on them, like the blue light blockingness of them. So cute, super affordable. You can find them on Amazon. I will leave the link down below. So yes, thank you, SOJOS. Check them out down below, and let's get into the video. Okay, tip number 1 is to set your hours. Okay, so how do you set your hours? Look at a week and decide how many hours you want to dedicate time to your goal. So say you want to do at least 15 hours a week working on your goal. Look at a calendar, look at your week, and then look at your days and try to find ways to make room for 15 hours throughout your week. I think one of the most common questions that I get when I talk about doing stuff like this is people will say, how do you have the time to do that? Like with kids. And the thing is, it's not, if you just like go throughout your day or your week looking for an extra hour or two, it's not going to happen. Like there's always other stuff to do. So you have to make time. You have to set your hours and you have to stick to them. And everyone is different, but for me personally, I didn't want to feel like I was neglecting my kids or taking time away from my kids while I work. So for me, I liked doing it during their nap time, or maybe I would wake up early before they woke up and work, or the majority of the time I would work late hours after they went to bed because that's when I wanted to make time, because I wanted to spend time with them during the day. Does that make sense? But however you want to do it, figure out how many hours a week you want to dedicate to your goal, and then set those hours and then stick to them. Tip number 2 is ask for help. And honestly, this one is still like really tough for me to do, but it is like the best advice ever. If you think about any successful woman with kids, they have help in some shape or form. They're not superwoman. They're not doing it all themselves. They have help, and that is totally fine. I think a lot of times as women and as moms, we, I don't know, maybe like feel guilty if we have to ask for help, or feel like, I don't even know the word for it, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, you feel like you shouldn't have to ask for help. But it is totally fine and totally worth it if you do ask for help, because you want to make that time to focus on your goal, and sometimes you just need help. You need help making that time. A couple of ways that I ask for help. My first go-to is my husband, especially on Saturdays when I want to use some good quality productive time on Saturdays. I'll say, hey, is it okay if you take the kids out for a couple hours during these time frames so I can film a video? That would be really helpful. And he's always just super supportive and say, yeah. And it like is a great system, but don't feel bad asking your husband for help with the kids. Babysitting swaps is maybe the best thing ever. Find a friend who also has kids and do babysitting swaps. So they take your kids for a couple hours, you take their kids for a couple hours. I have totally dropped my kids off at a babysitter before and then went back home and filmed a video or worked on something or just like cleaned the house. But I used that time to be very productive, and I didn't feel bad that like I wasn't paying attention to my kids because they had a babysitter and they're being entertained. So ask for help. I know it's hard, but it's so worth it, and you don't have to feel guilty about anything. Okay, my third tip is don't overwhelm yourself. Set limits. So in that first video that I made, I think I shared 6 different ways that I was making a little bit of money. And I am currently not doing 6 different ways. It's hard because I'm the type of person who wants to learn everything and wants to do everything. I hate when people say like, oh, you have to have a niche, or you're just like pick one thing to focus on. That's super hard for me because I just want to learn everything and I want to do everything. And I think sometimes that's like a good quality to have, being always curious. But when it comes to like, you know, me, I want to work on little side projects and be a mom. I would frequently overwhelm myself because I just try to do too many things while being a full-time stay-at-home mom. So I burnt out. My biggest source of income that I had for like the past 3 years was my Etsy shop. And I'm not doing that anymore. The main reason is I would be up until like 2 a.m. every night trying to finish orders, and it just like was not a sustainable lifestyle for me. And it was a hard decision to quit that because it was a good source of money. And I really did love doing it, but I ultimately decided not to because it wasn't quite in line with what my end goal is. And yeah, I was just more passionate about other things. So my third tip is don't overwhelm yourself. Set your limits. There might be a lot of great ideas in your head, but maybe start out focusing on just 1 or 2 different ways that you want to work, want to do little projects for yourself, but make sure that it is sustainable, because for me, full-time momming over here, and I just like got burnt out and then I wasn't happy throughout the day. And you know, if mom isn't happy, then nobody's happy. So it took me a little bit of time to make the adjustments, but now we're good, going strong, being productive, still working on what I want to do, but I have tapered it down a little bit to what I can actually handle, and it's been great. Okay, my 4th tip is make sacrifices. And this kind of goes along with making the time to do it. But what I mean by make sacrifices is if this is something that you really want to do, then the time that you make for it is that has to come out of somewhere, you know? So maybe you love watching the show on Netflix that you love to watch every single night. Maybe you have to give that up to really like be productive and reach your goal. Or maybe you have to give up some sleep. Maybe you do have to wake up at 6 o'clock every morning so you can wake up before the kids so that you can be productive and you can get your hours in. I've made a lot of sacrifices, I feel like, as I've tried to like push towards my goals, and they have been well worth it, but sometimes it's hard. But if you really want to reach your goal, then sacrifices probably will have to be made. And then my fifth tip is, like Nike, just do it. I can't tell you the amount of people who have said, oh, I want to start a YouTube channel, that looks so fun, or oh, I want to start an Etsy shop, but oh, I don't know. Just do it. Just start. It just like, I know that because I'm like this too. I know that when I'm about to start something, I feel like, oh no, I have to have like everything set, everything ready to go, that I know exactly what I'm doing. But the reality is, you just have to start and you kind of figure out things along the way. I think just starting is one of the hardest parts. Just like start your YouTube channel. You don't have to have all the right equipment or anything. Just make a video and post it, and then you can improve each time you do it. Or start an Etsy shop and you don't have to have all the right packaging materials and all the cute little extra stuff that maybe you want eventually. But just start it. Just start making a product. Get yourself out there and things will come together, and you will learn and you will grow as you keep doing your business or whatever it is that you want to do. And you just like learn along the way, and it's totally fine if you're not 100% ready at the beginning. You just start and then magic will happen. And along with that, don't be embarrassed. And this is something that I still work on a lot for years and years, and kind of still now. I don't really tell people that I have a YouTube channel because I don't know, I get like kind of embarrassed about it when people are like, oh, like what's your name? I'm gonna look you up. I don't know why, I just kind of get embarrassed about it, but I need to stop that. Don't get embarrassed. Be proud of what you're doing. Be confident in what you're doing. Don't let the mom guilt soak in, because that's a real thing, am I right? You can totally work towards a goal that's still your own while still being an awesome mom. Okay, so that is it from me today. Those are my little tips for working towards a goal while being a stay-at-home mom. Make sure you check out these awesome blue light glasses, especially if you're working on a phone screen or a computer screen a lot throughout the day. They are awesome. Please leave any questions that you may have about this subject down below. I would love to answer them to the best of my abilities. My daughter's 3.5, so I've kind of been a working stay-at-home mom for 3.5 years. So I've done it for a little bit. I've learned a lot of things from doing it. So yeah, please feel free, ask any questions. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully this was helpful, and I will see you guys next time with a new video. Thanks, bye.